this is Mag from the Rainforest Exhibit. We're all the way out here in western North Carolina, right on the border of Georgia, Tennessee, and North Carolina, next to the Blue Ridge Mountains, Nantahala National Forest. It's just a beautiful Lake Chattooga. It's just a beautiful area, right on the right near the Cherokee reservation of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians. It's just a beautiful, beautiful area. We're here right in fall, getting close to winter, and all the leaves have been changing over the past few weeks, and it's just gorgeous. But the reason I'm filming today is I've been using Treefern panels. You can see the Treefern panel I have right here from FernwoodNZ.com. Our sponsor, Acadian Supply, gave us a bunch of this for the back of the Rainforest Exhibit. But the reason for this vlog is because, as you can see, it's flat. And I was curious about making it form so that you could actually apply it to round areas for like making mud walls or bent hills, instead of putting silicone and spreading the cocoa fiber on areas, that you could actually bend these to form shapes. Now, I've already done it on another one and I used it, so I wanted to do it on camera this time to see what you can do. And I will tell you that there are two methods that I found that you could use to bend this. You could basically, here, let me get another one here. You could take a Treefern panel and you could make slight cuts in it. Not all the way through, but maybe about halfway through, and bend it to shape. That works great. But another way you can do it is actually soaking this. I always soak in reverse osmosis water, but soaking this and then putting it either in a tube or wrapping a tube bands around it to bend it to the shape you want. So what we're going to do is, I'm not going to cut the slats because that's something anybody you do with a very sharp razor. If you're a kid, get a parent to help you with this. Don't do it yourself; you'll cut your finger. But you could cut lines and bend it any way you want. The closer together, the further the bend, farther apart, less of a bend. But I'm going to wet these, and I'm going to show you on the next clip how I bend this and then put it to form. Now, I didn't use this with the Rainforest Exhibit. We are going to be doing some other vivariums that I'm going to use this. It wasn't, by the time I figured out how to do it, I had already came up with a plan for the Rainforest Exhibit. But for other exhibits and vivariums, I am going to do this. But I'm going to show you how you can do it for the one if you got something planned right now. So here we go. So I'm going to take the Fernwood panel here, and I'm going to cut slits in it. I'm using my fillet knife because it's pretty sharp, and I'm not gonna go all the way down, just about halfway. This fillet knife works really good to do this. Better than a razor, and you won't cut your hand. I'm wondering if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. Now, if you notice, I'm making it pretty uniform. Couple inches here, couple inches here. I didn't mark. I'm just eyeing it. I'm using some of the Donna Group high density foam. Boy, this stuff you can use it for anything. All right. So just to give you an idea, now this is using it in a certain way without wetting it, and then just without breaking it apart. See, I didn't go all the way through. You can see that. It makes a mess, so you're gonna have to really be careful. But you can put like a drop cloth or something. I have wet dry vac, so I'll just vacuum it up. But see, look at that. I can use this. I can bend the corner, silicone it, maybe put some weights on it while it dries, and now I have a planting surface for bromeliads or any type of vine, moss, whatever. And you can put this right on the high density on your foam, and you can use it not only vertically, but you can use it flat, at an angle, 45 degrees, whatever, even upside down if you wanted to. But here, now it's all bent, and all you did is make a few slats, a few cuts in it. Now, if I wanted to keep it without the cuts, because what I would do here, if you could see these, usually I put a little silicone in there and just put like some of the pieces in there. You've seen it on the Rainforest exhibit. But now I'm going to show you how you can do it if you don't want to make cuts in it and you just want to wet it and then you want it to shape. Although this takes longer because it's going to stay overnight, but you'll get the idea. Okay? Wait. Alright, so I put it in here and the panel and I submerged it in water. First I soaked it, I'll just do it again. I soaked it like this first, and then I placed it in the water so it's underwater. And I'm going to leave it there for about an hour. I probably don't have to leave. It's already, I could probably do it right now. But I really want it to get soaked with the water, and so that'll make it really pliable. And then I'm going to bend it with either rope or zip ties into the shape I want. And then what I'll do is, after I bend it, I'm going to take it out of the water with the rope and let it dry. And it'll dry exactly in the shape that I left it. Now, you can actually use it like this. You can't put silicone on when it's wet, so that's the issue. But if you bent it and you put it on your land area and you put weights on it, or like soil, like sand in like bags or something, whatever, it'll stay over the way you form it, and then you can and it'll dry like that. But I'm going to show you in the way I do it with the rope, and I make it really bent like this, and then it'll just stay in that position, and then you can put it any way you want. You can do it kitty cornered if you're using bigger picture panels. You can bend them in a slightly different angle, or you could even take these wet panels, and if you have your foam set up, you could take the wet panels and see how you're going to put each one on the foam, and then put that in that position, and then let it dry out, and it'll stay that way. And then you can actually put silicone on it, and it'll stay in place. So I'm going to let it soak for a while, and we'll come back to it. Okay? See it? Wait. All right. So it's been soaking in here for about an hour now, and you can see it's real pliable. So what I'm going to do is, let's get in there, I'm going to bring this pan here, so you can see it, and I'm going to take this out of here, drain some of the water, as much as I can get off of this. And then drop it in there. Wrong way. Okay, there we go. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to wrap this around something just to hold its form. Now, I've got a piece of PVC pipe here, PVC, I'm sorry, and I even have a Starbucks cup. Just to basically, so it has something, it won't like fall in. You can either do that, or you can do the PVC. But you get the idea. Normally what I would do is I would put a piece of cardboard around the outside so these don't dig in that much to it. Or, just, or something, maybe even like something a little bit thicker, like a piece of, like a postcard or something. In fact, let me do that. Hold on a minute. Right. So that has been sitting there for, well, maybe not in that position, but it's been there for about 24, 32 hours, I think, around. So I'm just going to cut the, in fact, I'm not going to even cut it. I'm just going to pull this off. And I'll use this for another roll. It's still a little wet on the inside. See that? But if you look at the form, it's pretty, it kept its, if you look at the form, hold on, it kept its shape as it dried. still a little damp, but still, as you can see, I'm not pushing it. I'm not putting any pressure to keep it cylindrical, or at least convex, concave, the way concave, convex, if you're looking at it. But you know what I mean. It kept its form. So now, if I had foam in the shape that I originally curled it in, it would be, now it's fairly dry enough. I'd let it dry a little bit more on the inside. But I could put silicone on it, and I could place it in its spot, and it would stay in that position. And now I would have some a nice layer to plant on. If I put it in a position like this, and siliconed it vertically, now I have maybe with a couple pins I could put a vermilion, or even what I've done is actually just take a little screwdriver, poked a hole in this, and just stuck the vermilion in, and within a few weeks the roots keep it in place. Anyways, you've seen it on the Rainforest exhibit anyway. But the point is that now I have a base to plant my plants in. It has places to grow. It's not just the cocoa fibers pushed into silicone with absolutely no density or anything to really grow on, unless I put soil on top of that. So I think this stuff works really great. And now that you know how to bend it, either by slashing grooves in it and then forming it, or getting it soaking wet and then put it in the position that you want, you can see this stuff is pretty versatile. So thanks a lot to Fernwood.nz.com for making such a great sustainable product. If you go on the website, I'm going to put it down in the description, you can see how they collect this. And it's in a way that they make sure it keeps growing, and they use it and it grows and use it. It's not just stripping it away and then finding new places to basically rape and pillage. They're actually thinking in the future with this stuff. And thanks to Acadian Supply, my buddies over there, for taking care of us with the Rainforest exhibit with some great products. Anyways, we're going to have more about the ABJ mix that we're going to be producing ourselves using Acadian Supply products, Spagmos, Orchiata, Fernwood.nz, all their great sustainable products. I'm gonna be talking about that in future vlogs. You've already seen the swimming pool mix that I did earlier in one of our earlier vlogs, and we're going to be producing the ABG mix so that you guys can actually use what we use. So thanks a lot for visiting this vlog, and we got some cool stuff coming up in future vlogs. Stay tuned. Okay.